Welcome to my kitchen, Sarah Opal, and I'm here coming to you with Opal Living Media Productions. Today I am going to make a creamy pistachio pesto that you can have on hand, and for lunch I'm actually going to put it over some brown rice, short grain brown rice. It is a raw pesto, so again you can just go ahead and do some zucchini noodles to keep the dish raw, or add quinoa, or eat it plain by itself if you love pesto like I do, and just nibble on it. This is actually a recipe that I got from Spork-Fed. I met these young ladies, Jenny Engel and Heather Goldberg, at the Natural Products Expo this last weekend here in March, and it was up in Anaheim. And this is my first recipe with them, so I'm going to go ahead and make it for you. Since I am a family of one, I'm going to go ahead and cut everything in half. And I'm going to use my small Cuisinart here so I can show you how simple it is to make delicious meals at home. And if you want to start timing me, start now. So we have the rice is already on, or the quinoa if that's what you're going to make. Or again, if you're doing your zucchini noodles, you can have those ready. So right now we're going to do 3 raw cloves of garlic. And I just like to keep everything right here, all my fresh ingredients. Everything is close at hand, so it's easy for me to go ahead and make a meal. Keep it close. My smoothie station is inside here with all of any superfoods or dried items that I can put in there. I have apples in front of me, and then all of my vegetables are sitting out here, and my fridge is just a few steps away. So we're using garlic, and I'm doing it raw. You could roast it if you want it to be a less intense flavor, but I love garlic, so I'm going to do my 3. I'm just keeping everything right and simple, just smash the clove, and it's easy to peel. Throw it in my food processor, okay, and then I'm going to add oil. I don't use a lot of oils since this is my first time making the recipe. I'm going to go ahead and make it as the girls suggest, and then I'll start condensing and making some alterations to it based on how much of a certain ingredient I want to put in my body. So I'm going to go ahead and actually take out one of the garlic because I'm halving it. So I've got to remember that I'm halving the recipe. Sometimes I'll go ahead and put a sticky note near the recipe if I'm reading it, so I'll remember, because otherwise you could adjust some of your ingredients and it'll throw everything off. So a 1/3 of the olive oil is going in. So here's my 1/3 cup, and I'll just do a 1/2 of that. Now this pesto, the beauty of it is it doesn't have any Parmesan cheese in it. So it's non-dairy, great for vegans. And now I'm going to do lemon juice. I have my whole lemon right here. See how quickly I just grabbed that? Boom. There's my knife. Put it in half. And then I do have one of these great containers that I can make for limes mostly, but I'm going to go ahead and squeeze a 1/2 of a lemon into my container here. That's about 1½ tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And that's a 1/2 cup of pistachio nuts. So I have pistachio nuts. I buy them in the bulk section. And then I keep them in the fridge in glass jars. So 1/2 would be a 4th. So I can throw those in. 1 extra for myself to enjoy. Alright. And then 2½ cups of fresh basil leaves. So I have plenty of organic basil right here. Throwing that in. The basil. I took the big stems off, but I kept what I could. Calls for some sea salt. I also, if you notice, keep my olive oil. I buy bulk at my co-op. Keep it in a dark glass, or keep it in a regular glass and away from the sunlight so that it doesn't go rancid. Then it calls for sea salt. Again, sea salt, there's various kinds. Celtic sea salt, Himalayan sea salt. This one I picked up actually in Hawaii. It's bamboo jade. So it's got a really pretty kind of a grayish green taupe. I'm going to throw that right in the mortar and pestle and mix that up naturally. It's good to use some of the mussels. And we're going to go ahead and a half teaspoon. So we're going to do a fourth, which would be a couple pinches in there. Now this recipe also called for miso paste, and I'm out. I thought I had some. I generally have it as a staple, but I've been away, and so I don't have any, so I'm adding a little extra salt for flavor in there, and then some black pepper, a couple rounds of black pepper, tap it, and then it says that is all I need for my pesto, 30 seconds, and here we go. I use the backside of my knife so it doesn't scrape up my bowl. Give it a little bit of a mix because these basil leaves are really big. See how big that is? Isn't that gorgeous? Alright, so blend it up. Now I can see where it's still quite chunky. So I'm going to just top it off with a little bit more oil. Just to get things flowing. And grab my spatula, do a little bit of a better wipe down than the knife. If you have a Vitamix, you can get this really blended up smoothly. It's for myself. I don't mind the chunks. So there I have my pesto all set and ready to go. And now in order for me, you can go ahead and jar this up and put it in a container like this. I save all of my jars, and that way you can, keep everything clean. Nothing is absorbing any of the bad chemicals that are in plastic. And you don't even have to use saran wrap. Saves you money. You already bought or have a lot of jars already in your fridge. This is a salsa jar from when I used to buy packaged items mostly. So try and keep or ask friends and family to save any of their jars for you. So I'm going to set this aside, but that's as quickly as it takes to make some pesto. Set that aside for the moment. Go ahead and grab a plate. Here's my plate. Now again, I'm making this for one. So I have my rice is all set. So I'm going to pile the rice onto the plate or in a bowl. Alright. So got the rice there. You can mix this directly into your rice, or for presentation, put it right over the top. And I have a tomato. Do a quick wipe there. And just right over, save that a little bit. Just gonna do some slices right around. The other ingredient that the ladies recommend is Kalamata olives. And you can go ahead and cut all this up and then put it in a mix in with the rice, so you have a nice mixed rice with the vegetables. This way I'm doing it at a little fancy lunch for myself. It's also an idea to do for a lunch for ladies. So then I'm going to do a little black pepper around the top and a sprinkle of my sea salt because I love salt on my tomatoes. And it looks like I grabbed it, but a little dash right on top. You could do of a piece of basil for display, and then a couple chunks of the pistachios. And there you have some creamy pesto over brown rice. Super delicious and yummy. And that's what I'm going to enjoy for lunch today. So stay tuned for more recipes and variations on how you can enjoy raw living food, as well as a few other plant-based foods, whole grains, super pseudo grains, and great healthy cooking and food prep live from me. Well, not live, but from here in San Diego. Thanks for watching. Opal Living. Have a great day.